Hey, William Gilmore here for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. It's day 258 of the journey. And it's been about 3 weeks since my last post, and there's been a lot going on in that 3 week period. Not necessarily on the writing front, or screenwriting, I should say, but there's been a lot going on. When I last left off, I had just submitted all my requests for my screenplay, The Calling, remember which one it was, and I kind of took a break after that because it was such an intense period of writing and rewriting, working on come-ups and on The Calling that I was kind of worn out. And I just wanted to step back from the computer for a little bit because I was spending hours upon hours going over different things and editing and rewriting and cutting and rewriting and editing and cutting. It was an intense period. Thrown in with going to the Nashville Writers Conference, so there was a lot going on. That's not to say that my writing has stopped. I have turned my attention back to another website that I have called hikelosangeles.com. That's hike-losangeles.com in case you want to go take a look at that. And it's all about hiking in the Los Angeles area. Now, I have not touched that website since last August when I began setting up the Screenwriter's Journey, which launched September 1st. So I was getting maybe a couple hundred hits a week on that site at that time, 200 to 300 maybe. And when I finished up with the Nashville conference and was taking a break, I thought I should go look at that website and see what's going on with it because I would like to maybe go do a hike and relax a little bit. And I looked up the analytics on it, and that site is getting about 1,500 page views a week currently, with me not doing anything to it. So people are finding it and they're watching it and hopefully taking advantage of some of the hiking opportunities here in Los Angeles. So I thought, wow, if I'm doing that well without doing anything on the site, maybe it's time to put a little effort into it and put some new hikes up. I had one hike that I'd already done actually last August and had videotaped, but never did anything with it because I launched this one, Screenwriter's Journey. So I took that video footage out and put together a video on that. But that required writing a script and going through all that video footage and a couple of days of editing. And then I had to build the web page for that to go on. And building that web page is a whole description of the hike itself, which is several pages of writing, plus the trail guide that goes below that. And then I had to do a downloadable trail guide and map, and I had to do the color correction on the photos and all that stuff. So that was several days worth of work. And loaded that up, and it got a really good response on that. So I thought, wow, it's time for another hike then. So off to the woods I went and did another big hike to Switzer Falls, and that's kind of a historic hike. There's a lot of history along the Arroyo Seco leading to those waterfalls. So then that was another round of uploading all that footage, transferring it into a form that the computer can read, and color correcting all the photos from that hike, and then writing a whole new description for that, and doing the trail guide, and doing the map and trail guide for download, building the page. So that took some more time. So I was very busy with that. I've been doing a lot of that, and the latest hike just went up on Thursday on Facebook, and so far that's gotten about 300 views. So yay, that's doing really well. We can get that up a little bit more. Maybe we can start selling some advertising and get some income. Anyway, on the other front, on the screenwriting side, some interesting things going on. As you may recall, I put come-ups on inktip.com, and that got a script submission request from a company. So it's being looked at by yet another company. Well, actually, no. The Calling is the one that's already out with other companies. This will be a first for come-ups. So come-ups has actually had its first request and is now out for review. So yay on that. One thing that did come up that was kind of interesting with the submission requests on The Calling that I got at the Nashville conference, I posted, of course, here on the website and on the Facebook page saying, yay, I got requests, and I also put it in some of the online forums where people are updating everyone on their progress. And I was like, yay for me, I got some requests. And for the most part, hundreds of people coming back going, congratulations, good luck, hope it comes to something, which was great. But I had a few that came back with some really odd comments. One of them was a guy who asked me, he said, I have four #1 box office blockbuster scripts ready to go. Can you submit my scripts instead of yours? Like, I'm sorry, what? You want me to submit your script instead of mine after I've gone through all this work and gone to this conference and met these people, and you want me to submit your script? No. I don't even know you. I have no idea who you are. This is the first time we've ever had a conversation. I don't know what your scripts are like. And even if they were great scripts, I'm not going to throw away my opportunity for you. So just kind of mind-boggling that somebody would be that forward. And there were several things like that. Several people came up with requests like that. And I had one guy who sort of attacked me in one of the forums and was like, you're bullshit. Yeah, you didn't do any of this. You haven't done anything. You're a nobody. You're going nowhere. And I was like, where is this coming from? Why is this person so angry and hateful? And he went on and on and on about how he's been in the industry and he's done this and he's done that and he knows what it's really like. So I very politely responded to him and said, look, I'm sorry that you're so upset. Sorry that you're unhappy with whatever's going on in your life, but this is not bullshit. This is I am completely aware that nothing may come of these submissions. I may never hear from these people again. But it was for me, it was a nice little step up that somebody actually requested the script and it's out there being looked at. And why are you trying to take that away from me? And he was like, you're bullshit. You don't know what you're doing. I used to live in LA, so I know what the industry is really like. Something that you don't know. I'm like, dude, do you even know who you're talking to? I live in LA. I work in the industry on a daily basis. And, working in reality TV. It's not screenwriting, but it's still, I'm creating stories for reality TV. So what is your background other than you lived in LA? And so I did some research on him and found out a little info. And no names here, but his big claim to fame, according to his profiles online, is that he worked as a manager at a movie theater here in LA. He does on his LinkedIn page claim that he is a screenwriter for the WGA, which is interesting because the WGA doesn't really hire screenwriters. It's a union of screenwriters. And he has never sold a screenplay, so you can't be a member of the WGA if you've never sold a screenplay. And just because you've sold a screenplay doesn't mean you're going to get in the WGA. There are other rules that govern that. But if you've never sold anything, you're not in the WGA. So, basically just an internet troll who's very unhappy with his life, who evidently came to LA and couldn't make it and has gone back home to wherever he is now. But if you're going to take the time to attack somebody online and make it public, you should probably know who you're talking about before you say something, because it's very easy to turn it back around on you and do a quick research and find out that you're the one putting some stuff out there. In fact, he had one Facebook post came up in an online search that he had sent to a young woman saying that TriStar had bought his screenplay and was getting ready to go into production, and he could get her the lead role if she wanted it. Did she want to come over for a drink? I was like, dude, really? Did she fall for that? TriStar has bought your picture and you're going to cast it and she's going to be the lead if she comes over for a drink? I'm going to call BS on that. Anyway, so that's kind of what's been going on with me. I started looking at my other horror screenplay, Devil's Tramping Ground, and getting that ready to do some work on that, some rewrites. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do that and turn it from a non-linear story back into a linear story and have it still make sense. It makes sense right now if you can follow the non-linear version, but I've discovered some problems when putting it back into a linear format. Some of my scenes are really, really long that were fine before because they were broken up in that long linear format, but when you actually string it out and put it all back together, those scenes are way too long as standalone scenes. So it's going to be some work. I'm going to try and take that into rewrites Thursday night in 2 nights. So I got to get on the stick and get something going with that. And the big news is I've also decided to go to the Script Fest 2016 here in Burbank, California at the Marriott. And that is the home of the Great American Pitch Festival. So it's another pitch festival, another conference with breakout sessions and consultations and things like that. So it's another opportunity to get out and meet some people. This is one I've gone to before and kind of what I thought Nashville would be like and why I was a little leery about the way things were set up in Nashville, but it turned out I really, really liked Nashville. And looking at this one now, I'm going, Nashville might be a better format. The good thing about this one is they've got 120 companies or more coming to the pitch festival, but unlike Nashville, the names aren't necessarily as big that you'll be pitching to, which is okay. You know, if you get, someone wants to pick up your script, great. But you don't exactly know who you're pitching to. Sure, it's this company coming in, but, it's obviously not one of the big executives. Is it somebody who even has a decision-making capability within that company, or is it, an assistant? Is it an intern? I have pitched to interns before for companies. Interns have no pull. So, but it's a good chance to get in and work on the pitch. So we're going in for that, and there are a number of classes to go to that look promising. There's a number of people in the industry who will be conducting those classes. They have about 48 people lined up so far, including Carl Gottlieb, screenwriter for Jaws. There's going to be a couple of agencies there. I think Paradigm's going to be there. Bender Spink will be there. I'm not sure about Bender Spink because they just announced they're dissolving. So I'm not sure how good that will be. Who else is going to be there? Pilar Alessandro, screenwriting guru, literary manager Whitney Davis. So there's going to be some good people there conducting these seminars and breakout sessions. So hopefully we get some things out of that. Maybe meet a few more people, and hopefully the pitch session will work out. Now, unlike Nashville, the pitch session at the Great American Pitch Festival, they just have queues lined up around the perimeter of the giant ballroom and all these tables set up in the ballroom. And you just pick the queue you want to get in. And you want to pitch a horror, you get in one of the horror lines. You want to pitch an action, you get in one of the action lines. And you can just keep going through the queues all day long and pitch as many people as you want. You get 5 minutes at a time. There's 120 people. It's possible to hit everybody there. It's an exhausting day, but we'll see what happens. So that's coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, or 2 nights from now, I'll be going to Rewrites, take in new pages from The Devil's Tramping Ground. And that's where we're at, and we're up to date. So please let me know how things are going on your end. Hopefully you've kept up the writing and haven't had to take a break the way I have. If you have had a break, it's time to get back on the stick and get to it. So let me know what you're up to, and until next time, I'm William Gilmore for the ScreenwritersJourney.com. Please keep